Talk Tennis. We are coming to you from Europe, and we have the guys from HEAD headquarters joining us today. Thanks for joining, and Chris, of course. We are in Germany. We have play tested all day. I'm gonna have you guys each introduce yourself. Thomas, why don't you start?
Yes, so I'm Thomas. So basically I'm at HEAD responsible for all the serial development in Ralph's R&D team. And so we are doing basically all the developments in the final stages until the product is then finally on the market.
I'm Max. Thanks for having us. Really excited to be here today with you. And my job is product manager for tour tennis rackets actually. So obviously also working closely with Thomas and Ralph on the technical development, but then at the same time I'm responsible also to work with the design team, with our communication team to get the campaigns out there, and yeah, really kind of like 360 degrees tennis racket.
Nice.
Yeah, Max is kind of, his mission is to be the small pain in the ass to all of us. But
Absolutely.
Which is appreciated, it's important. Yeah, my name is Ralph. I'm leading the department for R&D racket sport. And yeah, I'm very happy to have people like Thomas and also, a lot of other guys in the team which do the great job.
And Chris?
I'm the guy who goes to the same barber as Ralph. We get the same haircut and same beard.
This is where we met.
I was waiting for that joke.
I was just going to say, we should have separated these two because they're very kindred spirits. They love to talk about cars. That's going to be, they're starting a spin-off podcast, tennis and cars and coffee and all the things.
Off-road and on-road, yes.
You may have seen them in a few videos before, but today we are going to talk about a brand new racket that you guys have are introducing into the market. Who wants to lead and tell the story behind HEAD Squared? Max, it's all you.
Yeah, of course. This is a really special one for us. It started actually many years ago, so it has been long in the making. The project in general kind of started like back in 2014 more or less, but yeah, we took a couple of different turns. We were always trying to be super close to the consumer, and yeah, at some point, like in 2021, we did a couple of research studies, and one thing that we always heard from people is that a racket needs to feel light, but at the same time it must be powerful. So this was kind of the starting ground, and we really digged deep into the whole perception of something that feels light. So this was the biggest priority, to figure it out. Obviously, when you tell Ralph and Thomas as engineers that the racket needs to feel light, what do you expect? They gave us in the beginning a 200-gram racket, which was pretty cool, to be fair, because it was extremely lightweight. It was still kind of powerful, good feel, and it didn't fall apart when you hit it. So this was a surprise, I guess. But at the same time, it wasn't quite right. So actually, we did much more background checks on that and really tried to identify the whole perception of lightness. And in the end, this special racket was crafted, which is our lightest racket ever. So it's all about maneuverability, but at the same time, it's incredibly powerful.
Awesome.
That's more or less squared.
What were some of the challenges you guys faced creating this kind of spec?
Well, it's really, if you talk about the specs, we got 295 grams, which is normal. But to achieve this really maneuverability, the special kind of trick is that we have extremely low balance, so 295 millimeter. And this was, of course, absolutely challenging to achieve this weight distribution. And yeah, but in the end, let's say all the work paid off.
Now, we've been hitting it, and there's a lot of talk about lightweight, maneuverability, but the racket plays with a nice solid feel. How did you guys get that feel in such a light playing racket?
In addition to the specs, there is some, let's say, really also special trick, and I think Thomas can explain this the best, because he, together with the pre-development team, had all the work to do there.
Exactly. So basically, in terms of all the technical things, it's like there's a second tube inside the racket. Yeah? And let's say a normal racket is one big tube inside the racket, which is going all the way through the racket. And this one has a special, let's say, second one, which is going through the yoke. And this was a big challenge, let's say, to bring that materials together. So, and even then with that light balance we wanted to achieve in addition, that was technically the biggest challenge we had. And yeah, so there were many hours, many prototypes we had to create until we found solutions. Yeah, so that was really yeah, some big headaches in our R&D team.
And I think Chris and I had a chance to hit some blacked out prototypes of these rackets a couple months ago, but it's been really fun to see it come to life. So maybe one of you guys can talk a little bit about the design elements and the gloss with the matte and the different color that we see on this racket.
If it comes to design, that's only one guy talking about the Series Max, because R&D, forget about it.
I was proposing we change it up a little bit. No, but yeah, actually it's a funny story because, you know, very similar in time, we also started the Boom 2024, no, it was 26 already, development. And like this lacquer, we also tried it on the new Boom, and actually we fell in love with it when the samples came over, but at the same time we didn't think it was quite right for Boom. Like obviously Boom is something different, it didn't feel right, but still I kept the sample, put it in my office, and then it was incredible. Like everyone came in, took it off the wall, everyone fell in love with it, and everyone was saying we need to do something with this special lacquer. And that's why when we had to decide on a kind of design direction for Squared, it was an easy decision. So it was really one sample, one order, first racket came, and we finalized it, so it was pretty simple. It is a special one, so it comes from the automotive industry. So they used it in some cars, and yeah, there we go again.
Weird.
It's a recurring topic. Yeah, and it also flips, so it has some interesting colors to it. So it flips from kind of a teal and mint color to a more pinkish direction. You have the gloss part in the inside, which signals the location where the dual tube is placed, and then matte on the outside, which is maybe a bit more premium and a bit more toned down. So yeah, I think it's a special one and reflects nicely the level of innovation of this product.
Yeah, I really like the way when it was a little sunnier early when we were hitting, it really picks up the light, you know, and you see those different kind of colors as you move the racket in your hand as it comes through your swing. It's a beautiful racket.
And then what about the name Squared? Can you guys tell me how you came to that name? Who was back to Max?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, names is a tricky one because, to be completely honest, one primary reason is that legal didn't have any complaints about this name, so that's also a big part of the whole name searching. No, but we have one department in our headquarters, and we call it the I&I team. It's ideation and innovation. And obviously this product mainly comes out of our whole innovation process. So we wanted to have something connected to that kind of department and it's connected to innovation. So in the beginning we called it an I Squared, and we all quite liked it. But then at the same time, some people associated it with like I Prestige and that intelligence technology, which we didn't want to happen. And then in the end, yeah, we had the idea, should we just call it Squared? Everyone was happy with it. And you have like the nice little turn of the S, which looks like a spinned 2, which again resembles the dual tube technology, which is, I guess, also kind of a nice storytelling element.
Something else really unique about this racket is often we get shown rackets and there's several models in the lineup, and you guys are launching just a single model. Can you talk to me or talk to all of us about why that decision was made and how this is kind of a one-size-fits-all racket?
I mean, first of all, Ralph and Thomas were suffering so badly from making those specs, so I couldn't give
just
them
one this time. You only get one.
No, but yeah, I think actually one fits all is a super nice statement, right? I think the tennis industry by itself is already complex enough. There's so many products floating around, and this was also one part of our idea that it must be one racket appealing to the biggest audience of tennis players out there. It should be fun for everyone, easy to play for everyone. And to be honest, this racket really like ticks lots of boxes. So we are confident that this one racket is the right one for many players, and therefore at the moment at least we think it's enough. But yeah, we are working on some possibilities already. But let's see where it goes. We first of all bring this to market and see how it's appreciated.
So we got to hit it with some links in there, so a co-poly, and then also I think one had velocity in there too. And I actually like the one with velocity more. I felt like it fit this type of racket really well. And I felt like I could feel the performance of the racket a little bit more with the velocity, and also I just love the really plush, solid feel I got with that string in there. Felt very comfortable. And then at net, there's a bit more touch on my volleys with that. Is there a specific string type you engineered the racket for? Do you think it's both poly and multi friendly?
I mean, initially, Max mentioned we did quite a lot of market research, and especially if we look at this target group, you know, a lot of people in the US, they're this type of player where we say, well, basically, you know, of course, they're playing competitive, but, you know, if you play tennis, you want to hit some points, you want to play some points, but overall, it's a lot about having fun, you know, and having, play tennis and making it easy. And the outcome of this market research was that a lot of these players, and I think actually from the many people we asked, it was 100% were playing multi-filament. So in the beginning, the focus was clearly on we have to optimize this racket and tune it for multi-filament. But at the later stage, we also then tried some polyester string, made some slight adjustments, but also were thereby successful to make it for both string types really a great playing racket. And what I really liked about, you know, feedback is this easy, you know.
And then one of the things I also liked about this racket was the sound it makes at impact. It's got a really nice crisp, nice pop to it. And I felt like I felt connected physically, you know, the sensations I was getting through my hand, but also audibly. When I, you know, hit a really nice ball, I just loved the sound coming off the racket.
This definitely was also, or is the outcome of a lot of research that we, you know, all the departments together, product management, R&D, also testing, very focusing on, because if we talk about perception and, you know, if you play tennis, you see the flight of the ball, speed and everything, you have the impact feel, but it's also the sound. And this all together kind of creates this perception, and either you love it or you don't like it. And so we worked a lot on this, and this is not kind of by chance, but we really engineered it this way. And to have this kind of rewarding sound, you know, you hit the ball and you just like what you get and you want to hit the next one. And so this was for us now, really a great kind of feedback to say, yes, we also tick this box.
Nice. Now, who would you guys say this racket is for? Who did you make this for? Because some of us, you know, like heavier rackets, some of us like that whippy, maneuverable feel, and some of us might be fine with our racket, but I was just saying after hitting it, I found such easy power and depth that it's one of those rackets that I might offer to a friend that is probably using a racket that might not be best suited for them. But is this for a junior player, adult player? Who do you envision using this racket?
I would say, like, comparing it to our current range, it's for everyone ranging from like MP to team. So it's actually for quite a wide audience, maybe for different reasons. But it brings a lot of benefits to separate players. Like, I don't know, for me, for example, I really like the easy feel if I didn't play for a while, like you were warmed up so quickly. Then for a more recreational player who usually uses like an MPL from us or a team, for example, to them it's like the obvious benefit that you can quite easily swing it, you can execute a cleaner and nicer technique, you can hit the ball early and get then this extra power because you hit it really the right way. So obviously big times for those guys. But interestingly enough, actually, we did already the durability testing with this racket, and then we always have like 30 rackets played for 30 hours, and partly we did it in Hong Kong in like a nice academy. And a 12-year-old girl actually fell in love with it. She wanted to keep a blacked out prototype and we allowed her to do so, and then she won the Billie Jean King Cup with
Oh my gosh!
Nice success.
Wow!
So actually
Nice.
It's not meant to be a racket for pro players, but let's see what happens. We wouldn't prevent to happen.
I think a good thing really about this racket is it's the opposite of being challenging. You know, it's kind of your friend, it's supportive, it's easy. And, you know, it's a wide comparison, but, you know, a lot of people nowadays, if they drive bicycle or bike, they go with an e-bike. We don't have a motor inside, but it's like an e-bike. You know, it gives you kind of really fun, and you might be able to play longer, you know, without kind of being fatigued. And go hit the court and have fun.
That's a great example, actually.
Yeah. Awesome. You guys have spent a long time working on this. Thomas, I'm coming back to you. Tell me how special it feels to finally have launched it.
Yeah, I mean, like we already said before, also we had a lot of hours in our production. So we were making many prototypes for 2-3 years now, trying out different tubes, different constructions. So facing a lot of challenges on the way to bring the balance down, all that technical parameters. And obviously then in the end for the team it's really super nice. So if you see the racket now in the hands of the players, so if they pick up the racket and then you hear the first comments from them, when they say, yeah, it's an easy playing racket and this is exactly what you wanted to achieve from the beginning. So that's yeah, super nice to see.
With this technology, with the extra tube that it runs through the handle and wraps around the yoke, right? Is this, with the success you're seeing with it in this racket, is this something you're thinking about adding to other rackets?
So I think at the moment we, like Maxi already said, so we are thinking, or we have some ideas for maybe next generations of that squared racket. To other silos, I think at the moment we are not really thinking about this. But for sure, let's say we are fine-tuning. Yeah. Already in our heads. Yeah.
That was like, we can't talk about that. No, I saw the eye contact.
I read minds.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was like, oh.
We want to get some feedback first. Like, let's listen a bit to how it goes in the market, and then we'll come with more information in the next podcast.
I mean, in the end, we also have to be humble, of course. We, let's say, we have a lot of experience and we, do a lot of work. But in the end, it's also, we have to be humble and kind of wait for the market, because what happens there? This is kind of the market defines the revolution, and well, we have to kind of listen to the market and be close, and then let's say also kind of use the feedback there.
Yeah, it's really nice to see that you guys are making rackets for the tennis players. That's the majority of the people playing. Most of us are not pros. None of us sitting here are pros, unfortunately. Yeah. And so it's nice to have something that's very approachable for players of all ages, all levels, all genders, and this seems to be fitting in that category.
It's bring tennis to the people, bring fun to the people, because that's the sport. I mean, what I really like about it is, you can play it at different kind of ways. You can practice just some rallies, you can play a fun match, drink some beer or some, whatever nice liquors or what kind of nice cocktails. You can play really competitive. It's all tennis, but it's got different styles.
Yeah, definitely. Well, is there anything else that we need to know about Squared?
I think we covered the most important points. I think, like, most importantly, we will also do something different when we launch the racket now in this period of time. So lots of experience days, different kind of things you can see on YouTube. So we obviously, hopefully, your guys' coaches will have the racket to hand it out and to test it. And I think the most important message for it is really, you should try it out. Like, it's such a great racket. It really delivers something special. And testing it and feeling it will obviously be super interesting and nice, and hopefully convincing many players out there. So this is our primary target right now, and the last message we want to spread.
Awesome. Anything else? Anyone else?
I'm good.
Well, then that's a wrap from us. We're here in Germany. We got to spend the all day playing on the clay courts with these guys and with the rackets. It's been a super fun experience. So I appreciate you guys all coming and joining us. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Than to California.
Next time you guys come to California, and then we'll go to Kennebach.
All right. Sounds good.
Happy hitting.